Our main event today involves little old Corey. Little old Corey Graves. Not happy. Not happy at all. And
You or him?
he's not happy.
Oh, okay,
He's not
I thought.
happy at all.
Okay.
And you know what? I kind of feel for him. I actually kind of do feel for him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Actually, a little bit.
It does feel bad when the person who thinks they're good at something gets told they're not good at something.
Well,
Yes,
that's the
I
thing.
know.
He hasn't been told that he's not good at it.
He did. He said he did.
No, he said that
He said it.
he said that he was told he was not famous enough for his position. That's different. They're not saying that he's bad at it. They're just saying, we think we'll make more money with the other guys. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Well,
So, I mean, and you know what?
go ahead. Read
It's-
the post, but I apologize because I did say that point. It was me who said he wasn't good.
Yeah. I
sorry.
spun
I'm
my
sorry.
opinion of his performance.
That was projecting. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I projected that.
So what we're talking about with Corey Graves, in case you guys didn't hear, there's been some shaking around again. They did the commentary shake-up again. They like, for whatever reason, to each their own, they like Tessitore and Wade Barrett together. They just do.
Tessitore's the new guy, right?
The new guy, yes. And
the sports announcer guy.
yes, the
I
very
love him. I don't know
very-
why you hate him, but go
I
on.
didn't say that I hate him. I'm
sound like
not,
you hate him,
No,
so
it's
go on.
not. It's not a hate.
You hate,
It's-
nigga. Go on.
He's not my cup of tea, right? I get why people like him. It's the same reason why a lot of people like Jackie, the new interviewer, because did you notice when Jackie was in the ring with Penta, she's going to her earpiece. You know, she's moving her head around. She looks like a sideline reporter.
It's an illusion.
Like, yeah, it's all part of the play, right? Like, it's all part of it looks like chaos when she's, like, it looks like she's in a rush. She's let me put my head down. I'm getting word in the back. This is what they want me to ask, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get why people like her. I get why people like Tessitore. I just, as a wrestling guy myself, it's new to me. I like sports announcers because I've been watching sports my whole life. I like wrestling announcers because I watch wrestling my whole life.
They're two different things.
Yes.
They're two different worlds.
They're two different worlds that require different energies.
I understand.
You know, I consider sports announcing a lot more a lot more eye to eye. This is what's happening. This is the basics. You know, they're kind of telling the story in front of you. My wrestling commentators, I've always had a lot more energy, showmanship. You know, Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan, Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, even Vince to a degree, even though Vince was like over the top. Oh, what a maneuver! He was a little much, but that kind of speed. Tessitore just kind of like, he just tells you what the fuck is happening. There's no real rhyme or reason, or he just calling it what he sees. That's it.
But that's what makes him so good. Because I'm going to make the argument that we're very used to the color,
boisterous personalities,
being the focal point. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but like they're the superstar of it, right? The color commentary,
right?
But he's an expert. It feels like at what he does. It feels he brings the analytical part to a higher level. So it's not. He's been doing it so long in a different way. He sells it differently and very, like you said, like a sportscaster.
Right.
But that's what he's supposed to be calling, is the sport. So he does that part better than everyone else because he's used to calling sport. So it feels legit. Like I'm watching a sport. And then you have the person next to him who's going to be color, who's giving you a lot of the stories, who's giving you the feeding you the people who are supposed to be bad or hating on the people who are supposed to be good. And like they're keeping you into the wrestling, and he'll piggyback on some of it, but most of it is to keep you locked in to the ring while also getting the story. I think he just does a good job at doing that.
Well, he also happens to be with a guy in Wade Barrett who's not an over-the-top personality himself.
He's not.
So he has like the right amount of personality for him because he's not overbearing. So it's like they're able to go back and forth, and you'll hear Wade every now and then he'll crack a joke, or he'll throw like a one-liner in there. But for the most part,
he'll
they're
insult
both
him every once in a while.
Yeah, he does. He does. He throws them under the bus a lot. So he does.
You're supposed to, though.
I think at one point, the story said something, and Wade leans over and goes, "Next time, say it like you mean it." You know, it's like Jesus Christ. But then you look at the other side of the spectrum now, right? So the other team is
you can't fuck with that team.
Michael Cole and Pat McAfee.
Michael Cole. I love him now. I used to think he was weird.
Michael Cole has had a resurgence with Pat McAfee.
Dude, it's almost as if Pat had made him reborn. It's almost as if like Pat has made him re-love what he does, and you can see it. He's just so much better now.
Can I share an assumption that I made the other day? And this might be right or wrong. I don't know him, Michael Cole, personally, right? But I take Michael Cole as the kind of person who, nerdy might be the wrong word, but kind of an awkward guy. It might have some awkward humor. And sometimes he might be in the room with a bunch of people and he'll say something that he thinks is funny, and people just kind of like, oh, okay, like, all right, cool. Pat's the kind of guy that whether you have a personality or not, he will fucking hype you up.
Oh,
like as a person, right? He'd just be like, yo, bro, you're the fucking greatest human being who has
He's
ever
the type
lived.
of guy to get a beer in his hand and be like, bro, I love
he just like...
And you're the guy who knows those guys are losers. Like, you don't like them, but when he says it to you, you just gotta like feel it a little bit. You know Pat's
the kind of guy that will look at you and be like, fuck those guys. You're the fucking best. You're the man. Yeah. I feel like...
little cocks.
But
you're a cock.
I feel like... You
know what? It is pretty big.
Yeah, it's like, you're right about that. This a handful's nice. A handful's nice.
This is nice. It's very adequate.
It's really eloquent. Many men have penises, but this one is mine.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Pat.
Michael's relationship with Pat takes me as the kind of person where Michael, for years, has never really felt like a part of the team. And
like
then
fit in.
Yeah, fit in. And then this guy's...
Yeah.
Michael could be as weird and as outlandish and as awkward as he wants to be, and not only does it not make Pat feel weird,
he'll one-up him.
He'll one-up him. Yeah, he gets weirder and more awkward. So that Michael starts to sound like the sane one, like when Pat gets on the fucking table.
And yeets.
Yeah, he's like, and he keeps telling Michael Cole, "Get up here, Michael, get up here." Well,
he finally did it. Not so long ago.
He finally did it, right? He gets on the table. It was last week on the Raw debut.
Yeah.
He does it, and then Pat gets down, and Michael goes, "How do I get down?" And Michael goes, "Be an athlete, Michael." Be an athlete, Michael. Get off the table.
Natural. He was like, dude, how do I get down from here? And he was like, be an athlete. And they just moved on.
This dude, Pat McAfee, was fucking. He was heckling Dom ringside. Did you see this footage where he was heckling Dom ringside? He was saying something, and Dom turned around and goes, "It's part of the strategy, you idiot." And he turned around, and Michael goes to Pat and goes, "What did he just say?" And Pat goes, "I don't know. I don't speak, bitch." I was like, wait, what? This thing is so stupid.
Yo, Pat is the one that asked to hit the blood on fucking Netflix.
He did. He was like, "You got any more of that?" We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
What are we talking about, bro? You can't fuck with that commentary team. And when Pat leaves, it's like, it hurts when he goes to do sports, man.
Yeah, it does.
It's not that it gets bad. You just fucking miss.
So now, herein lies the problem. We just talked about Tessitore and Wade.
Damn, how insignificant are you that your segment that we're talking about, your post, and we haven't said shit about him?
No, but I'm tying it in right. You're cutting me off. I'm tying it in right now.
No, you don't have to. Fuck this guy. Commentary is good right now.
But that's what I'm saying. When you have Tessitore, who has the experience that he has and has the sound that he has, I'm not as big a fan, but I get why he has the fan base. Like, he's got them locked in. Yeah. With Wade, they have a very nice relationship.
You're very indifferent with him.
It's neither here nor there. Yeah, you go to SmackDown, that fucking team is A1. It's unstoppable. There's nothing you can do. That is the most unstoppable team in a long, long fucking time. So that's your two brands. So Corey,
NXT, bro.
Corey has been a part of three-man teams in the past. But here's the problem. Corey on Raw would be bad because it does fuck with the feng shui between Wade Barrett and Tessitore. I have been very vocal about the fact I have always hated three-man teams. I hate listening to them.
I love the two right now.
I've hated being a part of them. I sat at a table with four guys once, and I wanted to vomit.
Oh, my God, that sounds terrible.
It was horrible. And so...
super gay.
Adding Corey... super gay. Not even like a regular amount of gay. This is an extremely large, more than should be allowed amount of gay. But it's... With Corey joining the Raw team with Wade and Tessitore... it fucks the feng shui up. It fucks the vibe up. But then you add Corey to Pat and Michael, which they have done in the past, especially for pay-per-views. And it takes away because you can literally hear in the commentary, Pat and Michael have the chemistry, and Corey keeps throwing in jabs to try to get some of that on him.
Third wheel, bro.
Yeah.
Third wheel.
It's one of those things where, like, Pat and Michael are talking about something, and then Corey insults Pat for, like, no reason. But he does it so that Pat will fire back and bring it his way. But Pat never stays on him. He eventually goes back to Michael. So Corey's just fucking there. So I get it why they moved it. I think the real issue comes Corey going back to NXT because... okay, in all honesty, I love Booker T. I love Booker T. I don't love him on commentary.
I don't think he was ever bad.
I think he's like serviceable. Where he gets me, okay, I know the fans love it. When he does the Trick Williams thing, it's kind of annoying. And then when he does the shucky quack quack, whatever the fuck he tries to get over with that shit, I don't know what that is. That kind of annoys me a little bit. Yeah. Booker T's been doing this for a long time, but he still sounds like a one-year commentator with the sound bites and he does sound bites and sound effects for his commentary. So like the Vic Joseph will be saying something, blah blah, and then you hear Booker T, oh man, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Did you pull a quad muscles thing there? What happened? He's like, oh, get him. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not like a car. Boom. I was like, so he does that. He does and when the thing I'm talking about with Trick, I don't know if you've heard it. Trick Williams' theme, which, by the way, is badass. It's a badass theme with a lot of bass. Boom, boom, boom. And whoa, that Trick. And Booker T does the ad-libs. So the crowd goes, whoa, that Trick. Whoop that Trick. Yeah. He does the ad-libs during the entrance. And I know that there's some people that get into that because it's timed really well. I'm not huge on it, but again, it's seeing it from both sides. I get it. I feel Corey's better than Booker. But Booker is over in that spot. So instead of removing one or the other, they just made it a three-man team, and now we're back where we started. So I don't know if that hurts or helps the NXT brand. I'm not sure. But he only did it the one time. So an update to this story now is that he went to Orlando to do NXT this week, and they pulled him from the show. He didn't even go on the air because now he's causing an issue backstage. He's not happy about what's going on, the demotion, and then we get to the tweet.
Is it a demotion?
It is exactly a demotion. It's developmental. Which, by the way, is where he started.
But time out. But hold on.
Okay.
Is it a demotion? You're sitting next to Booker T. Say what you want.
Right. It's a two-time Hall of Famer.
You're sitting next to Booker T. So hold on, because watch your fucking mouth saying shit. To me, that's a negative jab. If I'm Booker T, I'm annoyed. Like, I don't think I'm.
No. I'll disagree with you. I'll disagree with you, and here's why. Booker T's role in the company is to work with developmental. That's why Reality of Wrestling is where it is, his school.
Yeah, then let me develop you, nigga. Shut your mouth.
He did what?
Sit next to me. I said, then let me develop you.
You want him to develop Corey?
Yeah, sit next to me, dummy. This is what I do. and I'll get you back
Yeah.
up there when one of them retire.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
you're not grunting enough. That's
the
your
team
issue.
is good, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, here's the tweet. Let me read the tweet, and then you can continue crushing him.
Yeah, sure.
Corey Graves, tweeted at WWE Graves, which, by the way, this was not a tweet and delete. It's still there. Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, all caps, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty fucking awesome at it. And then, when it's time to enjoy the fruit of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job, just in case you're wondering where I've been. Okay. So here's the thing with that, with this tweet. Couple things here, because it's not a very long tweet, but it's very telling. The top part. Then being told, not deciding that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. You were not told that.
Daniel Bryan.
There you go. There you go. You were not told you couldn't pursue your dream. You were told you couldn't wrestle in WWE.
And look at him now. Stop it.
He was told he couldn't run. He couldn't have matches in WWE anymore. He decided to stay. You hung the boots up, not them. You could have very easily taken your opportunity to go somewhere and do something else.
Got it. You can still get it right now, actually.
Unless you're telling me your dream was specifically to be a WWE superstar, I feel you, right? I feel you. You get a little bit of a brain injury, and they wanted to play it safe and all of this stuff. Okay, cool. Daniel Bryan had the same fucking situation and was told no, and he did something very similar. He went to the side. He started doing more stuff with Talking Smack, blah, blah, blah. But then he told the boss, if I'm cleared and you're not letting me in the ring, if you don't let me go, I'm going to leave. And they eventually put him in. But he was Daniel Bryan. If you're cleared and you're healthy and they have not moved you back into the ring, that is telling me that they didn't see it.
You can assume, right? You can assume he was cleared because...
By now, he must have. If Daniel Bryan got cleared...
He said not decided, but being told.
Yeah.
Like, we could be wrong here, but I would imagine that's a decision made on company, not medical.
Right. The company made the decision. Now, medical feeds them the information, and I'm sure at the time, when he suffered the injury, it probably wasn't good news, but he's been... out of the ring. We're going on almost 10 years now that he's been out of the ring. So whose decision is that? Is that the company or is that the man in the mirror?
I mean, I'll give him that. That may, let's say 100% it was the company. Maybe they said no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
why go, and that's why you lose me. Yeah, because Daniel Bryan went and got it. He's like, yo. And it wasn't a bluff. I don't for 1 second believe that Daniel Bryan was bluffing and that he just won because they gave in.
Right.
I truly believe
he would have left.
They did not put him in. He's out.
Yeah, he would have left.
I'm gone. Like, this isn't a conversation.
But this is why Corey can't do that, because he's Daniel Bryan. He's going to get the Japan bookings. He's going to get any booking he wants. Corey, I don't know.
I mean,
he's got the name recognition. I'm sure he'd get booked somewhere. TNA, MLW, possibly some AEW work. But the point is that if what was the dream specifically? Was it to be a wrestler, or was it to be a WWE superstar? Because if it was to be a WWE superstar, then yeah, you probably have some sort of a case there, because the WWE said you're not going to be able to run matches there. But if you suffered a brain injury, you suffered a brain injury. I don't know what to tell you. They're not wrong in telling someone who had a severe brain situation that you shouldn't be taking bumps. So again, I don't know how that works itself out. The middle part. Then you dedicated your life to something dream adjacent, which I guess I've been there. I know what he's talking about. Transitioning from the ring into a suit and calling matches and being pretty fucking awesome at it. That's where you're going to get some pushback, my guy, because that's pretty fucking subjective as well. If the company's telling you you're great at it, that's one thing. But if they really thought that, you'd be on the show still.
Even then, no, I don't think so.
Even if the company legitimately thought he was really, really good.
Let's say I give him, he is really fucking awesome at commentary.
Right.
Creme de la creme, WWE level commentary. He still gets moved, and this is why I say it's not a demotion, because I he can work at the level, right? So I'm sitting here talking shit on him because I think this is crybaby bullshit.
Okay.
This post is crybaby bullshit, and to be honest with you, it's just annoying. And as a man, you're gonna get fucking teased when you cry in front of people. It's just gonna fucking happen. All right. But what the deal is, if I'm being completely honest, I think he's not terrible. When Corey Graves talk, I don't cringe all the time or whatever, right? Like, it's not very memorable, but I don't have a memory of him like, oh, get this guy out of here. But at the end of the day, he does perform at a high level. He's on the WWE, he's on the panel, he doesn't suck, and you get moved to NXT. I know it's an ego hit, and it may feel that way, but it's not only. Not only are you up against skill, and the only one you can argue the Raw group that maybe that's the one he could have gone, but their chemistry is so good. Like we just spent a few minutes beforehand talking about this and how good it feels to listen to them and that their chemistry is good and they're fairly new together. Just wait till they get some more. Hopefully, if they keep going in the same direction, it's going to be even better. It's one of those just shit timing, bro. Like, they have really good commentary. Go have fun and go have fun at NXT and like fucking. That's something you should look at as an opportunity, not a demotion. You have an opportunity. If you feel like that is beneath you, then guess what? You have the opportunity to make it bigger. You could be the NXT commentary guy they can't let go. And because that may not be exactly what you want, you at this point, it's just sorry, bro. The people that are there are fucking amazing at not only what they do, but they do it well together. It's just shit timing, bro. It's just bad timing. That's all it is. And he's being a little bitch right now. Like, just go do your job. That's it, dude.
Well, that's the other thing about it here, because that last line, and then when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Not famous enough. Are they trying to say that he's not over as a commentator? Is he trying to say that Tessatori is more famous? I don't understand that line.
That line is an interpretation of what they told him. I promise you. In that room, they
said a bunch of shit, and that's what he took from it.
No one said nothing about being famous. And I promise you, this was actually... I don't think they would have been as cold-blooded about this that I think some people might think they've been. I think this might have been a hard conversation for them. And you can correct me, you know more than I do in this aspect. I don't think they necessarily hate Corey. I don't feel like there's nothing that tells me that they dislike Corey. I could be wrong, but like...
I think they really liked him up until now. I think
now, because he's being a bitch about it.
Yeah, he's being a bitch about it now. Yeah.
No, this is awesome. This takes us right back to the thing we were talking about before with AEW. This is not the guy I want in my corner. I don't want the guy who fucks the bag up. Shut up. If you're mad at me, come yell at me. And I will try my best to explain to you why my business decision is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm the fucking quarterback and I make the call. If you're not getting on board and you're not doing the job, then you're going to go. I really just don't know what else you want to say. You're not going to get sympathy points. So what's the feedback on this? Are people feeling sympathetic?
It's kind of mixed from what I'm seeing. There are people who are like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up, and there's people who are like, good, because the teams that we have are dope right now, which is a lot of what we're saying. We fleshed it out and described it a little bit more, but pretty much from what I have seen from different websites and different social media platforms, the overall tone seems to be like, for instance, the last line is, just in case you've wondered where I've been, where a lot of people have said, holy shit, I haven't been, I forgot.
Yeah.
Like, up until you tweeted just now when it became a thing, I actually didn't realize you weren't on the show anymore. Because you're laughing so much on the SmackDown show, you're paying way more attention on the Raw show, and all of a sudden he winds up in NXT. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, yeah, what happened to Corey? So it's just one of those fucking things.
What do you think? What do you think? Do people in the industry see NXT as a demotion? I honestly don't.
In the industry? Like within the business?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess overall, I don't know. I don't see it that way. I see it as WWE and you being a vet around people who can use vets.
Well, here's the hole in Corey's logic, because the word demotion wasn't really used by anybody except him. And I get it, because he started in NXT and he worked his way out of NXT and got called up to the main roster and stuff like that. And I get that. But, Apollo Crews went back to NXT and he didn't bitch about it. Baron Corbin went back to NXT and didn't bitch about it. And if you want to go down the list of people who went back to NXT to do, quote unquote, the favors, I mean, we just had the fucking Rock on NXT this week. Like, this is really bad timing for him to be saying, well, I shouldn't be in NXT, when we just had John Cena's been to NXT. Randy Orton has gone to NXT. Like recently, Randy Orton went to NXT and wrestled Javon Evans to get the kid over. Like, there's a litany of veterans in the process as we speak that are heading to NXT to put that talent over, and not just developmentally as far as in the room, in front of an audience, or even in like a small Full Sail. They're on the CW network. They're on national television.
Dude, he just killed himself. At
this tweet hurts a lot.
Career.
Yeah,
he killed his career really bad here. This is terrible.
It comes across like you said, like it just. I don't want to use the word term crybaby, but he's not being
crybaby bitch.
He's not being a team player in this situation, and he's being very vocal about it. That's the part that hurts. If you weren't being a team player and you were just giving attitude in the back, that would be different. It would be annoying, but I get it. We're in the privacy of the backstage area. I get it. When you start tweeting your displeasure, now you're letting the world know something's up. And if you're in a position where you're not getting the position you want because it's filled, you are becoming more and more expendable the more you open your mouth. Soon that whole... like we said earlier, if you really wanted to be in the ring, you go somewhere else. Soon that's not going to be, it's once again going to be decided for him, because he's not going to quit to go wrestle, but if they fire him, he just might finally go live his dream somewhere else.
No, he's not.
You think he's done? Even now, if he left right now, he's not going in the ring?
He's not. He'll go, I mean, he can go in the ring all he wants. No one's going to care, dude. No one's going to care. Not going out like this. This is the wrong era to do this. This is not the right era to do this. And you just gave a bunch of really good examples why. I don't watch NXT because I just don't. I'm indifferent. That's the best way to say it. I'm just indifferent with it. Sometimes there are clips that I think are really cool, but the way they treat NXT and the way they've been treating NXT in the draft and the way that they've been actually treating, I feel like the WWE draft is for NXT. Like, that's what it feels like lately. And it's like, you get the people moving from Raw, SmackDown, but you really get to see who they pull up and what they start doing with them. And they've actually been working with the people that they've pulled up. So I see it as an extended roster of people with potential. And instead of bombing on national television on the big roster and killing your career, you actually put in a position with other people on your level to develop yourself on a big stage. And he is not treating it that way with this. And you got stars, like you said, Cena and The Rock, who are invested. This isn't something that's on the side. The big wigs of this company are invested in this portion of their company.
He has the opportunity to make the talent of the future.
Absolutely.
He could put them over with his ability to get people over and get these people ready for the main roster, but he'd rather sit there and sulk instead.
If I'm the commentary on that, don't sit next to me. Not after this tweet.
Well, he's not going to sit next to Booker for sure. Vic's going to have to be in the middle.
Nope.
No way.
Don't sit next to me on this shit. Nope.
This new version of NXT, the one where it's on CW, it feels big. It looks big. It's got the big entrances. It's got the big time fight feel. They have good storylines going. The best way that I can kind of make the comparison, and maybe people agree or disagree, it's to each their own, I guess. It feels a lot like college football. Whereas, because college football is big, it's popular, tailgating and the whole shit. It's
bigger than NFL.
That's what I'm saying. For certain people, it's bigger than even the NFL with the rivalries and the Red River Game and the divisional stuff, the SEC powerhouses and all that other stuff. That's what NXT kind of feels like. It's like right at the cusp. It's like right there. Like there's like some of these guys can get into the main roster and start right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with college football players get drafted by the NFL, they're starters right away because they're that talented.
NXT isn't house only.
No,
it's not dark matches only.
No, it's
you
not.
have your own individual pay-per-view show.
Yes.
What the fuck are you crying about?
Sometimes it doesn't even follow pay-per-views from WWE anymore. Sometimes it's just its own pay-per-view.
It's got its own
thing going.
They're trying to develop their own thing. They're getting better. And the number one thing I'll just keep going back to is the company is pouring money into it.
Yeah.
They just did everything. They just did its own flavor.
Good.
No, good.
They just did an ECW show where Bubba Ray came back and got into the ring with Trick Williams to get Trick Williams over as a babyface.
Yeah,
This has been an almost weekly thing recently. Bailey was on the show last night to help get over Roxanne Perez to get her ready for the main roster, and he's copping an attitude.
And so now,
bad timing.
Like I said, I'm out of touch with NXT. So now basically they're going one step further. Not only are they putting money into it and actually doing something with their developmental talent, but they're actually telling champions to come work with the people that they might bring up.
That's what I'm saying. This is bad timing.
Because
everybody
idiot.
who's on the main roster is doing everything they can to bring these kids up, and you're using words like demotion. And you don't want to do it.
Don't say shit like demotion to people like Bailey. Don't say shit like that to Bianca. Don't say shit like that to.
Yeah, they had Bianca and Jade on there too. Recently, before Jade's injury, yeah.
You want to talk demotion? The people who are at the top of the ladder now, people will say was what made NXT the best.
Yeah.
And their top roster right now on WWE. Dude, this guy's out of his fucking mind, dude. Isn't he married to that girl who does the moonwalk?
Yeah, Carmella, yeah.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah. Fucking get them both out of
here. Well, one of them's already gone. So
all right, well the other one's on his fucking way.
Yeah, I'm coming home, mama.
Coming home.
I'm coming home.